Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechViewsNelp, and today I am going to show you how to set up a email button, basically a contact button on a Android application, and that way someone can just simply click a button on your application and it will automatically bring up Gmail or whatever email service they put as their default, and this will put in the whatever email address you want to put in, the subject, and if you want to put something in the body, you can go through that. And that way the person doesn't have to copy and paste the email address, maybe figure out what the application name is for the subject, and that way when you receive the email, you know you will get it, because the actual email will be actually in the to box. But the subject, the more important thing is the subject itself. It will say whatever the application name is, or whatever you want it to be, and that way you have a better understanding of what the end user is talking about. Because sometimes this hasn't happened yet, because I build pretty stable applications. But assuming if you get a lot of emails on a given application, maybe feature requests or crashes and stuff like that, most likely, and I'm pretty sure this happens a lot, is most likely you'll run into a point where you're going to get some emails and the person doesn't say which application they're talking about. So to prevent that, you can basically name the application subject line. But before we jump into that, let's jump in a quick personal advertisement so you know how to support my channel, and that way you can help it grow a lot faster and better than I could do just on my own. But I'll be right back. Thank you for sticking around during this quick transition. Now, if you want to help me out, then there's several quick ways. You can easily leave a like, subscribe, and share to this video and my other videos if it helps you out, of course. And if it doesn't help you out, then feel free to leave a dislike, but also tell me why so I can fix it in other videos. But as far as things goes, if you want to help out even further, then you can check out my other videos by clicking the top button. This will take you directly to my channel, and if you are mobile, then the links will be in the description for everything that I'm talking about. And if you want to help me financially wise, as far as getting better equipment or being able to actually hire a staff, then feel free to check out the left button, which is the PayPal, and the right, which is the Patreon campaign. The PayPal is simply a PayPal donation, and the right is simply a Patreon campaign. But without further ado, let's jump right back into the actual video, which you came here to see. Welcome back. Now, as far as things goes, you obviously do need a button in an area that the user can actually click on, and it will allow them to, click on it. So let's jump on in and let's go into the class, whatever class is associated with this page. And I haven't really done anything with this class, so let's just set up the email portion of it so we can move on to other tutorials in the future. And basically what we want to do is define the button. So button, I don't know, so that method, I don't know, E for email equals button find view by ID r dot ID dot email. And you might notice that this is a different way of actually defining things, where I usually just define everything in one little area. I'm just going to define it right here, and maybe later on we're going to switch it up to my normal layout. But if I only got like one object, I just define it right here. Then from here we do a set on click listener. So you probably know how to do this. And it's like everything else. So you do the new view, and below here you put in the intent. So intent, then intent, just naming something, equals new intent, again another intent dot action underscore send. Then intent dot set type, and we're just going to say text slash plain, and close that. Then in there intent dot put extra intent dot extra email, comma new string, then here you want the brackets, not curly brackets, but regular brackets, and within here you want the quotations. So I'm just going to grab my email real quick because this is actually going to be a real deal. And then below here, I messed up one thing. I'll get to it in a second. Intent dot put extra intent dot extra subject. So this will be the whatever you want the subject to be. So for this application, TRH Android app. So I don't know, whatever. The reason why I do application name for the actual subject is so when the person emails me, I know what they're emailing me about. I mean, that's what the subject for, is so you know what the actual message is about. Now, if you want to, and keep in mind the end user, they can change this. This is just, it will automatically go in here. Basically, when they're getting ready to send an email, it will actually open up Gmail or whatever email service that they use by default. It'll put in this email in the to area, and then it'll put in this in the subject area, and they can still go into to or subject area or whatever and still edit that if they want. But it just took a couple steps out from them made it easier on them, but also made it easier on you, so you can ensure that you get the actual email, and on top of that, you know what the email is about, or chances are the email is about. And real quick, let's fix this one up real quick, and then let's fix this up. So it's supposed to be a open and close bracket, curly bracket right here. Sorry about that. And let's see here, the error went away. And then we're going to do another intent, and this will be the body of the email. And we're not going to put anything in the body, so this will be purely up to them. Extra intent, sort of that. Intent dot extra text, comma, let's close that. And if you want to put something in the actual thing, like, I don't know, say for example, you're doing a great job or whatever, so when they send you an email, say whatever, or you know, it's already in place. You can do that, but for the most part, I leave that up to the person to put whatever they want in the text body. And the reason for that is because I don't really know what they're going to email me about, and same thing for you. You probably don't know what they're going to email you about, but it basically makes it where the person, they actually have to come up with their own email, have to come up with everything. And I'm not hanging my bone with everything, but for the most part, the subject and the actual to is already spelled out for them, and they don't have to worry about that part. They just got to worry about what they want to ask or tell me. So from here, we're going to start the activity. So start activity, intent dot create chooser intent, comma, send email. Make sure I got everything else right. Yep, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. If you got any questions on any of this, then feel free to leave in the comment section. This is it as far as the code goes. My next video is going to be how to do the website. As everybody knows, with here, it's pretty important. So if you got any questions, if you run into any problems, feel free to leave in the comment section. Unfortunately, I don't really have a way to show this because the GenMotion, I don't think it has Gmail installed onto it, and I don't feel like I'll spend all day trying to set that one up. But I advise you just check it out. Make sure this works. So what you need to do is, like every single time that you actually make an application before you release it out to your client or the public, you need to make sure it works. So go ahead and play with it on your phone. Make sure it works. It should definitely work. I've used this in several things. So one of the things you will see it in is the old burying grounds for Beaufort Cemetery. You'll see in that application. You'll also see it in, I believe, Clark County. I think I got a tour guide for that area. You might see in some other applications, but yeah, it's pretty common for me to actually use this. And again, what I do is I just basically make it where this part automatically goes into two sections. This automatically goes into the subject section, and they just got to make the body. And if they wanted to because it pulls up the actual Gmail application, just throws these things in there. So if they want to change them, then they can change it pretty easily. But anyways, this has been Creepin, the founder and owner at TechViewSnap. Oh, and one quick thing is, because this this pulls up Gmail, they kind of do have to come back to your application. Obviously, in some cases, depending on what email client they're using on their phone, once they send the email, it will just take them back to the application. But in other cases, it won't. And when it does take them back to the actual application, you need to test that part out to make sure that your application isn't like going from square one. It goes back to where they just left off. Sometimes there's not much you can do about that, but other times you don't really have a choice. You got to make sure it does that. But again, this has been Craig Bennett, founder and owner of TechViewSnap. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll try to get back to it as quickly as possible. If you've got any tips on how to do this or anything, feel free to leave that in the comment section, and I'll get to that as quickly as possible. Also, now if you like this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please share. If you dislike, then just please leave a dislike and tell me why you're leaving a dislike, so I can fix it in future videos. But feel free to visit techviewsnap.com and also Patreon and my Patreon campaign, and I'll see you in the next video.